Brothers and sisters, this will be the second part of our special session today, where the theme is human intelligence through interactions reveal a threat of extremism being fermented in the Gambia, precisely in the greater Banjul area and KOMBO North. Beware of a creeping trend that can transform itself into a time bomb at any given time. Whether one wants to believe it or not, whether one wants to hear it or not, it is a fact to be consumed. To be consumed with awareness, intelligence, wisdom, and responsibility. Now, we are going to repeat the last part of the first segment, which is unfortunately the fluidity of such men in beards seems to layer in the heart of Africa in general, especially in countries like Chad, Mali, Nigeria, of course not excluding Gambia and Senegal. Well, charity begins at home, where Gambia is seen to be even close to this rising trend. It will be incumbent upon every one of us to come out and share what you know, whether it is professional, personal, political, or whatever, but make sure that we all work together. Security is not partisan and should not be partisan. Security is not personal. You don't peg security analysis or projections based on who you like or who is your associate or who is a member of your political party or not. No. That is not the way security operates. Never. Now, these are communities harboring sleeper cells in quotes. Remember, I told you that in West Africa, sleeper cells are terrorist sleeper cells and mercenary sleeper cells, who of course are waiting to spread their wings. That is, if left to hatch their eggs in those dark hiding places. Be careful. Let me repeat that part. Be very careful. Some of us don't speculate. Too bitter to swallow, but it is the truth. Sense cannot deny the fact that the situation is really scary. Minds cannot be photocopied, neither should hearts be hardened or softened by desires or wishes or emotions, especially in security-related tasks. Governments in that area, especially the Gambia government, have to understand that for them to leave this cocoon untouched means fermenting, or it means to share trouble or to store trouble, for that matter, for a long time. Let me repeat this. Governments in that area, especially the Gambia government, have to understand that for them to leave this cocoon untouched means fermenting, or it means to store trouble for a long time. How to circumvent it? Answers are there, but only for those who care and willing to listen, engage, or learn. In the Gambia, some groups have special names or different acronyms of belonging. I'm talking about the groups of extremists. Believe it or not, they are there, and they have been there. This is a deep-rooted part of human intelligence, where propaganda or politicizing security cannot take you far. Stop doing that. Worst of all is the fact that after associating all variables, part of the complexities remains the following, which is we are all falsely netted bending against civility of Islam and the West in general. It is hegemony in the most symbolic and pretentious way. Faith in this case brings us under one roof within the context of knowledge, but separates us within the context of the way or ways we worship. That is, of course, how extremism comes into the equation, as most extremists are usually unlettered and ignorant, unfortunately exploited by landed people who are after expansion of territory and then maintaining power even if they are not presidents, because terrorist organizations are headed. These are people who do not respect borders, law, order, or anything, but use faith to cover their desire to expand territory and control a zone economically, not politically. Now, they are tabula rasis. I mean, most of the blind loyalists are tabula rasis, which can be easily, or who can be easily stained and then reoriented towards a destiny of regrets, woes, and miseries by pollutants in that very faith they claim to be feeding their souls with. It is scary, as blind loyalists are usually the most dangerous extremists. Remember when the thinker in China said, "I would rather go with those who understand the revolution, but not those who admire the revolution or remain blind loyalists to something they don't understand." Of course, they are the darlings of so-called religious leaders searching for fanatics to surround them. Who is a better candidate than the ignorant and the unlettered, who tastes a little bit of it and thinks they know it all? And then they will be easily programmed with verses that are selected and then targeting them as prey. Although they are not yet violent in any form, but our analysis have detected that they are concretizing or they are solidifying their postures. Well, in this case, if they are to concretize, okay, if they are to solidify their postures, it remains a threat. Now, honesty and experience have both studied the situation. Therefore, leave professionals or leave professional minds to see a really scary outcome in the waiting. Yeah, a really scary outcome in the waiting. Now, let us end the second part and then we'll come back with the third part.